Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So sorry that I missed a video last week. Not even sure why I didn't record. I just didn't record. So this video is actually quite a few weeks late. I recorded one. I was talking super fast and it was just a mess. So I'm gonna try to keep it slow, calm down, relax a little bit so that I can get this video recorded for you guys and get this out. So this video, if you read by the description, is just all about my book. So I'm going to be doing these videos every time I'm getting ready to release a book, just to kind of give you guys a background and a little bit more information on the book. Probably won't be super long videos. This video is for the first book in my series, The Five Sisters. This book has already been released. It's available on paperback right now on Amazon, but I've never really sat down and did a video like this. I did do a video when I first started YouTube a few years back I wrote a book. I would have to go back and look at that video, which I haven't taken the time to do because I've got so much going on. But I'm not 100% sure if I really talked about the book or, you know, in that video. So I want to do it in this video, is just kind of give you an all about my book, and then probably the video that you guys get the following week is going to be all about the second book in the series, because that one is getting ready to be released. So let's start off with something very simple. The title of my book. So the title of the first book is Power. You guys already know what the title of the series is. It's The Five Sisters. So when I hashtag it on social media, I like to hashtag The Five Sisters Power. But the first book is titled Power. That's how you can find it on Amazon. It probably best to search for it under my name, because there's a lot. Power is a very generic title. So I will go into why. Well, actually, I should do it now. The reason why I titled it Power is I don't like to make my title super difficult. Like people who sit and they fret over titles, it was just something that really just came to me. Power. It was about these five sisters who get their powers for the first time. They've got to use their powers, and they've got to learn how to use their powers, and they have no guidance on how to use this. They have no idea what's going on with them. They've just been living normal lives, just going about their business on a day-to-day basis, and then suddenly they wake up and there's somebody has super strength, and somebody can teleport, and somebody can manipulate the elements. It just becomes one of those things of, what is this? So I titled it Power because it's all about the girls getting their power. The genre of the book, it's very funny because when people hear that it's about witches, I think we immediately go into fantasy or paranormal, but they don't deal with a lot of things that I guess you would normally see in a fantasy paranormal story. So I like to call it a fantasy drama. So it does have the fantasy element of witchcraft, supernatural powers, but it deals a lot in today's society. It deals with a lot of stuff that's going on in today's society. So, and it's more of a drama. You know, these sisters, they have a very tight bond. But as the series is going on, and that's more that I'm going to talk about in the next book, Revealed, and then the third book, which I do have a title for, but I'm not going to reveal the title just yet. But they basically, they have to deal with this. They really have to figure out a way to deal with this. So I like to call it a fantasy drama. Okay, let's see. The question that I want to do. I just wrote down a couple things that I wanted to talk about. So one of the questions was, is this a part of a series? Yes, it is. It's the first book in the series. Everything that I want to tell with the story would have never fit into just one book. I know there's some really thick books out there, and I have the book right here. And it's not that thick, as you guys could see. It's really not a very thick book. It's a pretty easy read. But if I would have told the years and years of stories that are built up for this book would have been probably as big as or bigger than a Stephen King book. And I wasn't going to do that to anybody. That's just too much. So, yeah, so we just broke it up into parts of, as these girls go throughout their stories. yeah, so basically one of the questions is, what is this book about? I pretty much explained already what this book is about. It is about 5 sisters, the Battle Sisters. There's Genesis, Isis, Jonah, Liberty, and Freedom. Their ages range from 29 to 16. They have been on their own for 10 years. They pretty much raised themselves. Genesis is the oldest, so for years until Isis and Jonah became old enough to get jobs and, you know, help provide for the family. Genesis provided for the family. She took care of her 4 younger sisters, but they pretty much take care of each other. They have a very close bond. They don't keep any secrets from each other. They are just very, very connected because it's just been the 5 of them for 10 years. So they're very, very close. And now they've got powers. And it's, you know, in this book, we are introduced to these 5 sisters. And basically, we get a lot of how they deal with it. I think when you're younger, the idea of having a supernatural power, it seems like a very fun thing. For a lot of us that read or watch a lot of supernatural TV, even as adults, the idea of having a supernatural power seems like a cool thing. But what if that's not something that you've ever wanted? What if you've just always wanted to just be normal and you were normal? The only thing that's odd about these girls is their eye colors. So aside from their eye colors, they've always been living a very normal life. And now they have to struggle with not being so normal because they are supernatural beings. And why should you read this book is my last thing on here. Why you should read this book. I just think it is a fun story about 5 sisters. It's a different take, in my opinion, on witchcraft, especially coming from an African-American standpoint. These are based on African-American women. And just a little background, I grew up in a very Christian household with my grandmother, very, very Christian, very religious. And a lot of things dealing with magic isn't something that is acceptable within like a religious household, because it's considered like part of the devil's work, so to speak. So this is just my take on witchcraft and dealing with it being within an African-American community and an African-American family. I just think it's just a fun story, and it's a different take because these girls, they fight demons, but they don't fight like, you know, zombies and vampires and stuff. Like a lot of people will compare, when they hear it's sisters that are witches, they compare it to Charmed. And that's kind of where I got the idea from. But Charmed fought, you know, demons from hell and basically Satan and all of this. And these girls don't do that. They use their powers to help people. And they use their powers by helping capture criminals. So that is the story. That's, I call it kind of like a fantasy drama, maybe a fantasy crime drama, I should label it as. But that's pretty much this book. Like I said, I don't want this video to be super long. I don't want to ramble on. It's not very long, but I think it is a good read. Other people who read it thought it was a good read. So be sure to pick up a copy of Power. Now it is available on Amazon in paperback. I will be putting it out in Kindle very soon. I just got a lot of stuff that I'm working on. But make sure that you pick up a copy of this book, because the second book in the series, which I'm getting ready to reveal the cover for, I'm super excited about it. But the second book in the series is coming out this month, because by the time you guys see this video, it will be like February 5th, and February is release month for the second book in the series. So I'm super excited. I released this book back in 2014, and I've been kind of stalling with putting out another book, and I'm finally putting out the second book in the series. So just make sure you guys pick up a copy of this one, read it, so you guys can kind of catch up with the sisters before the second book comes out, and also before the third book comes out, because the third book comes out in 2 months, and then the fourth book is going to be following that one. So we got to make sure that we read this and we got to get caught up. That's all I've got for you guys today. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment below any questions that you have. anything that you want me to feature in the next all about my book video. Maybe there was something that you wanted to know about the book that maybe I didn't put in this, and I'll try to do this a little bit better for the next one. And don't forget to subscribe if you are not already subscribed. Bye.